So let's talk about Mario 2 for a minute. Okay, so Mario 2, the premise of Mario 2 is Mario has a dream of a staircase leading to a mysterious door in a mysterious place. A voice identifies the world the dream led as Subcon and asks for Mario's help in defeating the evil villainous frog named Wart, a tyrant who's caused Subcon and his people great pain. Mario suddenly awakes and decides to tell Luigi, Toad, and Princess Daisy about his dream, who all report having the same dream. Ooh. So this is a completely and utterly different game. This is... What's the best way to say this? There are no coins. There are no stars. Well, there are stars, but you got to get cherries to get the star.
It's a different dispensing method for pickups.
There's no boxes. There's power-up meter.
There's like a little beaker that you have to break.
Yep.
There's like a door, and there's like radishes that you pick up when you go through. Yeah, it's very different the way it's laid out. It was, to me, when I first put it was like night and day compared to the first one.
Which is what a sequel should be. You should elaborate on a sequel, I think.
It should have something new to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could carry and throw your enemies at each other. Have you ever been so angry you've hit somebody with somebody?
Yeah. Just pick up a dude and you throw him at another dude. Yeah.
I mean, you start a Super Mario. You have 4 hit points. You can have up to 4 hit points as opposed to maximum of 2. It's a one-player game. They all had different traits. Mario was an all-round character. Luigi was slower but could jump higher. Daisy could float for a period of time, and Toad was the strongest but had a low jump ceiling. So he was, when it came to the jumps, he was pretty useless, but when he came to chunking things at people, he was the best.
Right. Yeah, so maybe he could get the bosses out in 3 hits instead of 4 or something.
Yeah.
That would be like the trade-off, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, all the enemies in this game were different. There was no Bowser.
That's just weird.
It was the first Mario game to specify terrain of the areas that you were in, so this was the first one to have ice levels and forest levels and desert levels and so on and so forth, which have become staples. However, the ending of the game was just in Mario's head. It was a dream all along.
That's cheap.
Yeah, it's
well, it's a way of getting away for resolving it. It's a twist, but it's also it can be construed as a little lazy.
It is. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Not MacGuffin. That's not the word I'm looking for. It'll come to me here in a minute. But it's just it's lazy storytelling. This is where some people could say Mario jumped the shark at this point.
Right.
But obviously it didn't. But, it's shark jumping worthy moment that they managed to get back on track with Mario 3. But, so, we mentioned the lost levels was too difficult. So what happened? How did we end up with this Mario 2? Did they go through a long development? No. What they did is they took a game called Yumi Kojo Doki Doki Panic. Right. And that was originally a test game that Nintendo built to see how strong the NES could do. So what they did is they reskinned it with Mario characters. They just needed 4 Mario characters to do it, and they got the 4. Reskinned it, made the graphics a little tighter, and bada bing, bada boom, they had a new Archmage on their hand, And in Japan, this was called Super Mario USA. The game, like Lost Levels, was not released in Japan until, this Mario All-Stars came out.
Right.
I mean, the backgrounds and the music were enhanced. One of the things that this did do for Mario 2 is that if you died, you could select a new character. So if you would on a level as Luigi, for example, in the original, you just had to suck it up and deal with it. But now, you could switch out if Luigi wasn't matching the style of the level that you needed.
Yeah, you say I need to be able to glide over this one part or something, so I'm gonna get the princess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you could this game was also difficult. It wasn't a cakewalk. It wasn't easy that they needed. I mean, some of the levels, the enemies are just completely full of enemies.
Oh, like overrun. Yeah, totally.
And because you can only throw things at people, you only have so much ammo that you can, unless you pick people up and throw people to people. But then again, some of these people are shooting spit stuff at you, or bombs or whatever. It's just it was difficult. And there was very few opportunities to regain your health.
Yeah.
So it was an easier game than the Lost Levels, but it was certainly not an easy game to begin with.
Yeah, well, and part of that it was just like you were saying, is just the format of it, the way that it's laid out. Like they give you, there's some trade-off because they do give you more opportunities to have more, to take more damage.
Yeah,
So, and you're not as negatively degraded as you are in the subsequent ones or the previous ones.
yeah,
So like for instance, say you've got power up and then you get hit. Okay, in the Japanese version you go to small, but now in this one, if you get hit, you don't get small until you're down to your last one. So
yeah,
gives you some opportunity. So I mean, even though the pickup situation's a little more shady and a little more difficult, and it's not as clear and accessible as the other version, it's still there. It's just being done in a different way.